Hello. And welcome to Crash Helmet Formula 1. Danny Ricciardo's future. Can we just talk about it this time, please? Hello, welcome to Crash Helmet Formula 1's weekly roundup.
Weekly news roundup.
Dun,
How he is?
How he is? We need like a little fucking jingle for the news, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
A little bulletin.
Yeah. Baku's coming up this weekend.
I can't wait for Baku.
Last year was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal race.
Will our hopes be built up?
It was a Lance Stroll masterclass last year.
He drove a very good race.
He shot himself in the last lap.
No, he didn't. He got overtook on the line.
He shot himself.
Right, he shot himself.
To be fair, it was a fucking fantastic finish, though.
It was a brilliant finish.
It was the closest finish to a Formula 1 race
that season.
That season. Not ever, no?
No.
Oh, yeah. That season. I think it was 0.1.
But it wasn't even for the win. It was for second place.
Oh, my God. Let's look at this, right? Lance Stroll's probably not going to be in the podium this week.
You'd be right in saying that.
Yeah. Thanks for agreeing with me after an extended period of time.
I mean, that is a bold claim. Lance Stroll not going to be on the podium.
Do you reckon?
No.
So who actually?
I mean, I think it would be. It's not out there to say he will finish last. I genuinely think he's going to finish last.
I think the Williams will be shocking here. I think this could be their weakest.
Have you heard why Williams are so slow?
Why?
I was reading there the other day that it's because they tried to copy the Mercedes cooling system,
right?
And that they've literally destroyed their aero trying to cool the engine. They said they've literally just butchered it, just cutting holes everywhere.
Do we feel bad for them though?
Nah.
No, because
but it was a bit like but I got to admire someone trying to be ambitious
by copying somebody. It's like, how the fuck are you ever going to win?
The only way I've ever got through college is by copying people.
They brought in Johnny.
Probably shouldn't say that on the internet, mate.
They brought in Johnny Fitzpatrick off the street, and he looked at the car and said, "We'll make it a bit thinner here, fellas. The air will run down here better." And then they butchered it.
Oh God, it's terrible. Like
terrible.
It's fantastically tragic.
I'm enjoying
rants like that isn't helping our viewership in England, because we had a lovely fan saying that we're not near coherent enough, and I'm very sorry about that.
And then I just went full Culchie.
Full
Culchie. Yeah, I did. Sorry.
Culchie being somebody who resides in the countryside.
Thanks.
Informative as ever, Josh.
Otherwise, us three.
So going back then to
last year.
No. Going back to Williams. So as we were saying. Williams butchered it, right? Were Williams not making a whole point about that their development is being restricted because they can't spend as much money as other teams, etc., etc.?
Yes, I think they are throwing every excuse out there that they possibly can.
Well, what I want to know is that they want capped at 150 million. So rather than spending 150 million developing a car that they knew could arguably fight for podiums this season,
yep,
they spent 150 million trying to copy a team they're never going to compete with.
It was absolutely ridiculous.
That's fucking crazy.
You need your own design philosophy and build it from the ground up.
Yeah,
that's the way you win in Formula 1. And people say, "Oh, but Williams they're not a winning team." Williams are one of the most successful teams in Formula 1 history.
They win 22% of the championships they partake in.
They need a change. They need Claire gone. Genuinely.
But but will that ever happen? Because it's a family-run team and they want to maintain that.
It's not practical.
It's not practical.
It's not practical being a family-run team.
No.
Like, you can be the boss, but not be the boss.
Well, family thing aside, I think as well is that because Williams have basically floated half the team on the public stock market, and they have a board of directors as well, it's too many cooks. I think that's the issue. Like, if you go to any other team, there's one person there you say, right, what he says fucking goes. I think you need that person.
What I'm really shocked in terms of the team is how poorly Paddy Lowe's done.
You need to give somebody time to walk into a season. Like, I think Paddy Lowe, he influenced this year's car, definitely. You can see that in the car.
But it's not paying off.
You can't step in 1 year. You can't build a car in 1 year.
You can't.
Oh, I know that. But like, what was it? Adrian Newey was with Red Bull 3 seasons before they won a race, or was it 4?
What year did Red Bull start in Formula 1?
Well, they won their first race in 2009.
Yeah, so they went from 07 then, wasn't it?
No, I think it was 05 or 06.
No. Yeah, it was 05 or 06.
05 or 06,
but
yeah.
Newey didn't come to the season after.
Oh, did he not?
No, because he was still in gardening leave from McLaren.
News of Williams stock.
Go on.
Shocking.
Can I see how the cliff it's fallen off of recently?
Yeah, you can there. You can see that before the season started, back in January. Now this is just before testing. Williams stock was at $32, about $33, and then it dropped to $24.
Good grief! So it lost a quarter of its value.
It lost a quarter of its value in just this season.
Do you know who'd fix that?
Can I just interject there?
Yes, sir.
That is not Williams Grand Prix Holdings that you're looking at the stock price for.
This is an energy company based in Tulsa.
Okay, Williams companies in Tulsa. You got some shit to work on.
News on Williams Formula 1 stock.
Go on.
So back when there's absolutely no news there. They're just getting stronger.
They've actually increased.
This year they went from, at the start of the season back in December, from €14 a share to they're now staying at €17.80 a share.
Do we think this is?
Well done, Claire. Claire, you're doing a fantastic job as an economist. The board of directors, the shareholders are happy. Yeah.
Let's forget about Williams. They're kind of boring.
Oh yeah,
they are boring.
So last year we had a Daniel Ricciardo victory. Just like last weekend we had a Daniel Ricciardo victory. Can you repeat it?
Only if he starts outside the top 4.
Yeah, he's never won from inside the top 4.
No.
Has Daniel Ricciardo?
Yeah.
That was I'd say top 6.
No, he's never won from inside the top 4.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, that's phenomenal. And he said 6 wins.
It's a great stat. But I think the elephant in the room regarding last year's Grand Prix has to be the Lewis Hamilton Sebastian Vettel moment behind the safety car.
Yeah, there's a lot happened between the two of them, like fucking flying headrests and everything.
I mean, if anyone ever says Formula 1's boring, you just need to pull out the DVD from 2017 Baku.
It was a phenomenal, like,
it had everything.
Oh, it was a great race. But like, do we think we can get something similar to that this year, drama wise?
Not a chance.
It's like last season, I think it was the 6th or 7th race in the season.
Yeah.
So there was a bit of drama unfolding because it was Hamilton Vettel, and then all of a sudden, oh, he brake tested me.
Yeah, but I think Hamilton and Vettel, they seem very pally this year.
Wait till
no, they don't. Hamilton basically is fucking baying for Vettel's blood already.
Vettel's being lovely.
Vettel's
defending
being lovely
him from dopey Dutch journalists and. Yeah, sorry.
Wow.
The sweet and sour chicken I had earlier.
Lovely.
Fantastic. Fucking man.
But I think, despite that last season, Vettel still finished ahead of Hamilton, even though Vettel pulled alongside Hamilton and swiped into him, like, because Hamilton's headrest cost him more time than Vettel's stop-go penalty.
Yeah.
And one thing that really pissed me off, and I'm kind of wondering it, do you know when they pitted Hamilton to change his headrest? They never changed his tyres. Are you allowed to change the tyres?
Yeah.
Well, obviously,
and the headrest?
Obviously, you can.
Why didn't they do it? Because they left him on mediums. Like, they could have stuck him on softs and then let him.
How long was he on them tyres though?
Like 10 laps or something.
That's sure it makes no sense.
No, but then they should have stuck them on, and then
sure they would have had time, but maybe they just thought that the headrest issue could take a lot longer if you're raising the car lower in the car.
No, because they took it out, looked at it for a minute, and then put it in. Like, they could have took one out, slotted one in, and had 4 tyres changed, put them on ultra soft tyres, bang, straight to the finish. You would have won.
There wouldn't have been room to change his headrest if you had all the jackmen there and the
16 men working on the car.
A little small mechanic could squeeze in.
Lad, this is German strategists in Mercedes.
No, but
they're not versatile people. But you can't do two things at once.
They could have changed all 4 tyres, dropped the car, then swapped out the headrest. Gone. It would have only taken an extra 3 or 4 seconds because he was stopped for about 10 seconds anyway. More than 10 seconds because Vettel's was a 10-second stop-go penalty.
Well, Mercedes, if you're looking for a new Formula 1 strategist, Evan Kearns is currently looking for employment.
Yeah.
He's available till September until his Masters begins.
Yes.
And give us a call.
Well, I'm available until the end of August.
End of August.
So I can win us every race between now and Monza.
There you go.
Great faith in himself.
So, how do we think Haas will do in Baku?
Surprisingly good.
Surprisingly good. Well, look, K-Mag got a 7th place last year, which is quite respectable. Well, then just behind Ocon.
He was running in 5th at one point in the race.
Considering then how good that car was last year, and this year's car is such a step up.
Mm-hmm.
He could be fighting for a podium if he gets like a couple of retirements.
In terms of track layout with the 90-degree corners, it's quite similar to Australia, and that's where Haas were at their strongest. So I'd say Haas could be 4th quickest car again this weekend.
6 retirements last year.
Haas had. Oh, in
no, 6 retirements in the race. Yeah. But the only driver to get lapped, and I love this. The only driver to get lapped was the cunt and bollocks that is Roman Grosjean.
You don't like Roman Grosjean.
I really despise him. He's only ever done one good thing, and that was in one of the drivers' briefings last year. Yeah, they were talking about making tracks more interesting, and he wanted to see gravel implemented instead of tarmac as runoff areas. Mm-hmm. The only time I've ever agreed with you, Roman, if you can go back to doing more things like that instead of being a little yap, I'd appreciate that. I think a lot of the Haas fans and other Formula 1 fans would appreciate that.
I'd rather if you went back to his 2012 spec, crashing at every start.
That too. I'd love that too.
Nearly decapitating Fernando Alonso.
I mean, he went for it.
He did. You no longer go for a gap, huh?
I mean, don't be silly. I'm still going to send it.
You're silly. I'm still going to send it.
I don't get that reference.
Quentin lives under a rock.
What do we think of
How's the beekeeping going?
It's going rightly.
Good.
What do we think of Vettel's magic paddle?
Well, Marcus Ericsson just missed out on a point. Pascal Vernon got a point in Baku last year.
Sebastian Vettel's magic paddle.
Oh. I've seen some interesting hypotheses on the internet, and by far my favourite is they just fucking put it there to fuck with Mark's head.
That's brilliant.
He's like, that'd be fantastic.
I think the reasonable thing, like when you look on the Twitter feed, there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's Ferrari fucking over Raikkonen again." I'm like, no, the fact of the matter is, whatever it is, Raikkonen has something else to do the same job. That's the fact of the matter.
It's not the fact.
So what's the possibilities?
I think variable regen. I think if it's a case of if the Ferrari is defending into the corner, and you know the way your charger starts charging before you get to the end of the straight, I think if you can pull that, you can disconnect it and get free wheel effect. You can speed up in your braking phase.
So this would prevent kind of scenarios where Lewis was brake testing Vettel last year, because even though he didn't hit the brakes, the full regen does have quite powerful braking power.
It does, yeah.
It does, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. I think if you're diving for a corner and you don't think you're going to be able to make the corner before somebody pulls up the inside, I think you can stop your regen and use the actual engine power.
Sounds like the kind of thing Kimi wouldn't bother with.
I don't think that's what it is. What I actually think it is, I think it's it's more than likely the clutch. But what I'm going to say, just to throw something out there, I think it's variable brake bias. So when you're coming into like a hairpin or a hard braking zone, you want all your bias towards the front. But then when you're turning in and you're kind of still somewhat on the brakes, you want it to be more towards the rear. Mm-hmm. I think that he could actually, if he just tightens it, it'll bring more towards the rear. Potentially. Because it's on the steering wheel, it moves with the wheel.
Yeah, but you already have that... you already have that function with the corner, mid and exit dials on the steering wheel.
Do you not have it so that it's just braking? Like you've seen them when they're driving and they can change the bias for a certain corner.
Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking on the diff. But
you're thinking on the diff. I don't think they have it.
Is the brake bias on the steering wheel or is it on the side?
No, it's on the steering wheel. You see them if you watch.
I just remember it used to be
just to make a point there of you saying that the paddle's on the wheel so it can follow you around. All the paddles are on the wheel, as are all the buttons.
Well, yeah, but if you look at a regular supercar with the flappy paddles, when you turn the wheel, the flappy paddles still stay in the same spot, but that's because you have to rotate it numerous times. Mm-hmm. Obviously, a Formula 1 wheel only goes that far.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that your clutch paddle follows as well. But it's not.
It's all on it. Yeah,
you're not going to be using it.
It was a stupid comment.
Yeah, I think the fact that it follows the wheel is just a function of the design. It's not anything to do necessarily with being able to use it in the corner.
It's just a single finger slot for it, but it's more than likely clutch for feel.
I don't know, you see, because if you think about it, right, he's using his left hand, so he's not going to be using it on the downshift. So it's either going to be something on the upshift or something to use when he's already done all his shifting. Okay, so just some information from autosport.com. The paddle has a rotary sensor, which means it is something that can be adjusted in incremental steps rather than simply being an on or off switch. So it has to. I think you're going to only have 2 settings in your brake bias, I'd imagine. Well, you don't have multiple settings, but
there's no reason for any paddle to be an on or off anyway. So, unless it's
gear shift.
Gear shift.
Yeah.
I want half a gear 4 there, Tom. Will you? It's like something Ferrari.
But gear shifts don't technically need paddles, really.
Well, a gear stick and a clutch.
Just buttons, just like on the controller.
No, but it's more natural too.
No, but they are buttons.
More natural. You'd know rightly driving your Shane.
That was manual.
He drives like a real man.
So with Ricciardo going to Ferrari, that leaves a seat at Red Bull, and supposedly.
But will he go? How much? Like, look. How much truth is behind F1 transfer rumours? Like, you know, like if we look at football, you can just take them with the smallest pinch of salt.
It's swirling around though, and in Formula 1 there's never smoke without fire. Ever.
There's never smoke without somebody burning oil.
If you ask
they're
Davy
not
Jordan,
actually, Ferrari's not being penalised for the smokiness of their startups.
Well, like the smokiness isn't illegal. It's the oil burning amount that is illegal.
But I'm just saying, like, you know, it's definitely a health hazard.
As opposed to burning the other fuel, like, you know.
Yeah, still cleaner than a VW,
I suppose.
So yeah, is there much? Do you reckon is there much truth behind Formula 1 rumours? How valuable are they?
I don't think there's any sense in him going to Ferrari. I think he'll go to Merck
I don't think
when Hamilton retires.
Not this season.
I could see him going.
Hamilton?
Yeah.
No, Ricciardo.
What, to Mark?
No, to Ferrari.
No.
As the rumour said, I was like, yeah.
Do we ever see a day Ferrari's going to run two equal drivers? You have to answer that question.
No.
So he would be going as Vettel's number 2.
Well, Ferrari might finally be learning from their mistakes.
I know.
Nah, it's not going to happen anytime soon.
I know.
They need two competitive drivers to win the constructors.
Well, no, you need one driver to always obey you and finish behind the other driver.
Which won't be Ricciardo. And Vettel is coming near the end of his career. Could Vettel be retired?
Vettel's like, what, 28?
But could he retire?
I think
We've never
he's 30.
You've never questioned his retirement.
Because he's not going to retire.
You don't think
No,
so?
he's not going to retire.
He doesn't want to retire to his fucking 8 championships. Like, Vettel has another one. Like, he just cares about the record book. He doesn't give a shit about anything else.
Fair enough.
He has a family. You know, he's got a wife and 2 kids. He's got a nice house in the countryside.
In country, yeah?
What has Lewis got?
Money.
He's lots of money and a penthouse apartment in Manhattan, whereas he's living above Tom Brady. And my cousin,
The first man he's been on top of.
my cousin did a wee bit of. My cousin did the work on the apartment block. I think he did the roof on it.
Stole all the copper on the way out.
Well done, James.
Well, lads, will we actually do something useful for our viewers?
Go on.
Will we actually predict Baku?
Oh yeah.
So who's for pole position?
Vettel.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry.
That means
Hamilton.
Normal service has been resumed.
What about you? Who's pole for you?
Well, it won't be Hamilton. I'm going to say, I'm going to go out there and say it's going to be Raikkonen.
Okay.
I agree. I'm
Kimi?
going with Kimi. I feel like Kimi knows it's his only chance to win a race. He's got to put it on pole. He's missed out marginally in the last couple of races. Like he's on form. He's just been fucking screwed by the team. And if he wants to win a race, he's gonna have to be from pole.
Yeah. So who do you reckon then for the win? I guess.
I think Hamilton just has to get his. Like that Merc car. Merc believe their car is frighteningly quick. They've said themselves.
I've heard Ferrari talking about they may have fears of really long straights in the power unit. I don't know why that would have an effect.
Car in a straight line.
But in a couple of the forums, they're talking about how extra long straights are going to affect them. I have no idea why. You can tell me in the comments. But
so what's that got to do with me talking about Merc?
What has anything I say ever got anything to do with what you say?
But why are they worrying about that? They have the quickest car in a straight line.
I didn't read the article. I just read the headline.
Oh, fair enough.
I
think Merc have said themselves they have a frighteningly quick car when it's in the window. Because Bahrain they were running too cold, I think, on the tyres, and then in China they were running too hot. But in Australia they got it
just
spot
right.
on. They got it just
still
right.
didn't win.
It's a diva again. The car. It's a diva. They just need to get it into. They just need to get it into zone. I think it'll win once.
And the
it's in zone.
strategists have to stop being German robots.
Strategists are all British. Well, that we
The
see.
team's British.
They're German.
It's a British team.
They're German.
No, they're a very
Germans.
British team. Just their owners. The money people.
The money people. Yeah, I think Hamilton's going to finally get it right this week.
I think the 2-week gap will suit Hamilton because we've heard Rosberg saying that Hamilton takes bouts of low form.
Shit.
Yeah, of being shit. And he has been shit. Okay.
Well, he's even shit one race.
That's 33% of the season so far.
That's shit for
No,
Hamilton.
one race.
Out of 3 is 33% of the season so far.
Look, you can hardly say he's been at his best.
He was at his best in Australia.
Not even.
Yeah, that pole lap was sensational.
Yeah, in the race though. Look, Hamilton
He was dominating the race until
not,
the VSC.
Until
He fucking was dominating it.
fucking like me aunt was my uncle.
he still should have been capable of winning the race. If
What?
Hamilton was on form, he still could have won the race.
He was going to win it. Look, I think everyone's overreacting. We're 3 races into the season.
He's over.
Hamilton's going to bounce back all of a sudden and go on a streak of victories. We all know what's going to happen.
It'll happen eventually. Will it happen this weekend? Possibly.
Nah.
Possibly. He's had 2 weeks to get his head in it.
I'd like to see what this 2-week gap will do.
Like, he was poor in China, but he was good. He was very good in Australia. He was so-and-so in Bahrain. He was poor in China.
I mean, until I see practice, I'm so confused as to what to do for my fantasy GP team.
So what then do we say then if Hamilton doesn't have a good weekend?
Oh, guys, Formula 1, the official Formula 1 pages actually put up their fantasy GP. You can now make your team. So I don't know what use it is doing it in race 4, but I'll be doing it.
I think it broke Evan when I asked him what would happen if Hamilton loses.
Oh,
No, he broke me.
I missed that.
Changing topic mid-question.
Sorry. I've about a
Second time in 2 minutes.
I had about ADHD. Actually, maybe Ultra HD. I don't know.
4K definition. So Evan, if Hamilton has a shit weekend, what are you going to say?
It's only 4 races. What? He'll get it right. We all know he'll get it
Has
right.
anyone ever won a championship and not won one of the first 4 races?
Don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
2018.
It's possible.
No, I was going to say 2016, but Rosberg
Rosberg won 2016.
Yeah,
So
Rosberg
then,
dominated the start of the year.
who's going to join?
He actually won the first 4.
He did, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who's going to join your pick on the podium?
I think it's going to be Hamilton, Vettel, Raikkonen. That's my podium. What's your podium?
Hamilton.
You're predicting Hamilton? Oh, you think he's going to get it right?
I've predicted Hamilton every fucking race. He's got to. I hate doing it. I really want to say Ferrari, but I just can't see it. Hamilton, Vettel, Bottas.
Do you know what? Oh, actually, go on. Your top 3.
I'm going to say
Just because Ferrari will continue to screw over Raikkonen.
Vettel,
Mm-hmm.
Ricciardo, Bottas.
Hamilton not on the podium again.
Not-
So you reckon Raikkonen? We both reckon Raikkonen will get pole, but not be on the podium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus. It's got a very kind of summer 2017 feel to it.
What tyres are being brought? We should know that.
There'll be a set of ultras.
I think there is ultras. I think they're ultras, supers, and just softs.
Yeah, I think so.
That doesn't suit Mark.
I don't think the mediums are being brought. They're the 3 softest compounds.
No, no hypers either. No, I don't think so. Because I don't think the hyper would survive the
I
heavy
think
rain.
I did see that. All right, yeah. Evan,
What?
You're just there imagining.
No, because you fucking keep bringing in random topics in the middle of us talking about
You
things.
just went to sleep there.
Jamie, you get zoned out.
I think you're just zoned out. Hamilton can't lose. He can't lose 4.
He's going to go on a streak of 5 wins.
You don't figure right.
How much you will? I'll give you 10-1 that Hamilton.
No,
will go
here's
on it.
I'm going to make a prediction. Hamilton's going to win the next 4 races, but he won't win Monaco. No, he'll win 4 the next 5 races, but he won't win Monaco.
Because Fernando Alonso's going to win it by
Grand.
7 seconds.
That's about as audacious a prediction as I just made.
Who's going to be our surprise or side bet?
Our side bet this week, I was thinking about this. Who's
Were you? You actually did. Did you put some thought into something for once?
I did, yeah.
And my God,
It's not like I founded this whole show or anything.
what do you mean you founded the show? You text Evan.
Yeah. And he said, yeah.
Literally.
And you showed up along with him. Like,
And
so
then
like,
he found out
fuck
we
it.
could book a room. And then you found out you were a qualified supervisor.
Yeah. So lads, I'm thinking about the side bet for this week. And I'm going to go and say Alonso versus Magnussen.
That could be a good battle.
Who finishes in front?
Magnussen.
I reckon Magnussen because McLaren seem to be very focused on Spain
Mm-hmm.
and bringing updates there. they're still talking, like they're saying that the car is very much still very 2017 spec.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with them to that effect.
Yeah, and Magnussen's on form.
Yeah, and like, to be fair to them, Eric Bouillet at the start of the season did say, he's like, we've spent the whole year trying to fucking fit the Renault engine into the back of our car, and that's where all of our cooling issues, we went and focused on that.
That's why
so we haven't.
That's why Williams are screwed.
That's why the B-spec car coming in. The B-spec car coming in Catalonia.
B-spec car.
So then on the same coin, do we see Grosjean finishing in front of Van Dorn or not? That's a difficult one.
That's a difficult one. I can see Grosjean ahead of Van Dorn.
I will never say Grosjean will ever beat anyone. I hope he gets lapped and finishes last. And I kind of like Stoffel. I really do. I think he's a gorgeous human being. I think he fits the brand really well. I mean, I see him walking around the pits in his wee leather jacket. I was a good looking man. I'm quite jealous. I want to be him, not with him. By the way, I'm hetero.
Just so you know, Katrina.
Not that there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh God. So, gentlemen,
the back marker.
Beat you to it. Yes, the back marker. The back marker battle.
And what are we considering the back markers? Like, are we even counting Williams in this? Because it is a very power dominant circuit. Baku. Can Williams run their engine at full tilt since they're having major cooling issues? If Williams was going to have any chance, it would be in Baku to get themselves off the wooden spoon position.
Well, they'll run it at full tilt, just a big hole in the arse.
Okay.
Cooling.
Big engine. It has a big engine. And a lack of cooling. So Toro Rosso, they were disappointing.
It's a more... The track's more similar to Bahrain than it is to China. Can Toro Rosso jump back up a bit?
No,
I don't think so.
I think it was a blind fluke that they happened to be something fantastic in Bahrain.
Yeah, but it was an absolute fluke.
I don't think it was a fluke because it wasn't just Gasly that performed well. Hartley also performed very well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. There's something in the car. Just the track suited it that day in history.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Toro Rosso won't do it again.
No,
definitely not.
So I shouldn't buy some Toro Rosso gear.
Well, you can if you want.
Is there any booth gear going cheap?
No. Unfortunately, unless you want to buy some Manor gear.
No.
The other side bets. What do you think? Where do you think Renault are going to be? Sainz and Hulkenberg.
They're going to be glorious.
Ahead of McLaren or behind McLaren?
Ahead.
I'm going to say behind.
Oh. I think it's going to be an excellent battle between McLaren, Haas, and Renault.
Yeah.
Could and Force India be well in the mix.
They're improving. You have to give
I think they'll have double point scores.
They need to be good this race though before we can say there's any gains in that car.
Yeah, because the Mercedes consumer teams need to buck up their game.
They do.
They're terrible.
The Ferrari consumer teams are doing really well.
It's not like they're stealing ideas left, right and centre.
They're borrowing.
The thing is though, at least they
paraphrasing.
What I want to know, right, is what is the difference in the engineers at Haas and Sauber that they can copy a car and be good that Williams couldn't?
Because Williams are...
Yeah, and an engine that Williams have had for the last 4 years.
Yeah, whereas like Haas and Sauber just basically fucking whipped out the engines and threw in 2 new engines and all of a sudden did their issues resolved. Okay, there's an inherent rear suspension issue in the Sauber, but by and large it's a good car.
It's not a terrible car. We thought they were going to be stonewall last.
Yeah.
And they're not.
They're not.
Their race pace is relatively good. Their qualifying pace isn't shite.
Oh, it's awful.
But their race pace is okay, and their strategies are fine. And I think Sauber's doing a solid job.
If I'm right in saying, Charles Leclerc is very close to the top half of the table, because out of all the non-points finishers, he's in 13th.
Oh, because he had 13th place in Australia
or something.
Yeah.
No.
But even Charles needs to cop on as well. He's treating the car like a F2 car.
But I think he's making the right mistakes though.
Yeah, he's push. He's actually
he's
quick when he's quick when he's not spinning.
Yeah,
so he'll rein it back a bit.
Yeah, I think it is a bit of a learning curve. We forget Marcus Ericsson's in F1 5-6 seasons.
About 5 seasons I think.
Yeah,
but Leclerc is supposed to have natural talent. Ericsson's supposed to have none.
Still though, there's no replacement for time in the car. There really isn't.
True, absolutely.
I think that kind of covers everything for this week.
That's been our big rant, guys. If we missed out on anything, please let us know in the comments. And you Reddit fuckers, you'll pick up on most things. So, cheers, lads.
Thank you.